I'm trying to wrap my head around this message they got me. Okay, so if it's boring, leave, sweetie. I'm just trying to wrap my head around this message or this content that they want me to talk about, and I don't like to do things that I know that are going to intentionally hurt someone, but I am being instructed by my spirit guides to go on head on and do this. So I'm just taking my time, getting my words together, because I know what I'm getting ready to say is going to hurt someone's feelings. Okay? So y'all just bear with me. Let me fold my little clothes up. You know what I'm saying? And you know, a little patience goes a long way. Because I'm notorious for that. Okay, well, get your boring ass up out of here then, bitch. Bye. Leave. You ain't needed nor wanted. This shit is deep to me. Like, it ain't no just, I'm not just in this bitch just reading motherfucking tarot cards. I'm not just in this bitch, no shade to the tarot card readers. But I'm literally, I live this. Okay, sweetie? I ain't making shit up. I lived through this. And I know what I'm getting ready to say is going to hurt some of my oldest friends' feelings. Okay? And your mammy need Ozempic. She shouldn't have had your ass. She should have swallowed. Instead of birthing your motherfucking retarded ass. She should have swallowed. That was weak. That was weak as fuck. You could have came better than that, sweetie. You could have came better than that. So anyways, let's get into it, man. We're gonna get into it. So, check it. When I was 14 years old, I met a young man by the name of Shaquem Smart. Okay? When I met Shaquem, his family was calling him Shar. Okay? That's what his mama and his sisters and his people called him Shar. I chose to start calling him Shar because I wasn't finna say Shocky. I didn't like that, and I didn't think that it suited him. So I started calling him Shar. So that's who we talking about right now. Now, when I met Shar, he was talking shit about me to a nigga that I was fucking with. Send the signal, sweetie. Send them. I'm still gonna keep telling this story. You finna get told on. It is what it is. Okay? You feel how you wanna feel. I don't give a fuck. I'm telling on your ass today because I'm tired of to send people to heal. I gotta do the work. So when I met Shar, Shar explained to me how. So with that being said, the insurance wouldn't cover him. And since he could not be covered by the insurance, he could no longer play sports. Okay? Now, when I met him, I didn't really have no real goals for my life other than to stay alive and not become a prostitute, because that's what my family had basically spoke on me when I was a child. So I really didn't have no real aspirations for myself. And I guess because of that, he always felt that he would be successful before me. And I mean, I didn't challenge that. Okay, I can see y'all don't want to let me get this word together. Y'all don't want to let me get it out. Is that better? Is it? Can y'all hear me now? Is it better now? So, nonetheless, we was in this relationship for 5 years. And during that 5 years, this man put me through a lot of shit. I put him through some shit too. So it wasn't just one-sided. We both put each other through some things. But he betrayed me. Even then, he literally would have women sleeping in my bed while I was at work. So we fought a lot, like physical altercations, like boxing it out type shit. And this one particular fight, I bust his fucking dome open because I was tired of getting my ass whooped. I was tired of being abused. I was tired of being talked down on. I was tired of being embarrassed for things that I had told him in confidence. I was tired of that shit. I was tired of my family doing it, and I was tired of the person that I loved doing it. So I ended up busting him upside the head with a bottle. In the midst of all of that, we ended up breaking up. And all of the furniture and all of the stuff, everything that was in the apartment that was, supposedly ours, I told him I didn't want it. I said, you can have all that shit. I don't want no memories of you. I don't want it. So I didn't take nothing but my clothes and myself. And that's something that I always do in relationships. I don't want none of that shit. Why? Because I don't want no memories of your motherfucking ragged ass. If it didn't work out, why would I want things that we had together to remind me of the fact that it didn't work out? It just don't make sense to me. So, let me make sure I got this volume up. Okay, so anyhow, nonetheless, we broke up. In the midst of us breaking up, he ended up going to jail. I ended up going to jail. Before I went to jail, I was riding around in the car that he had informed me that he had bought for me. But he put it in his mother's name. And then he proceeded to tell me to leave those keys with a white girl that was calling him cousin, which I know you don't got no white people in your family, so it's no way in the fuck that's your cousin. And I know that this woman was in my bed while I was working prior to us breaking up. So, nonetheless, we broke up. And in the midst of us breaking up, I began to see what type of person he really was. He was a jealous-hearted, vindictive little bitch. But nonetheless, I'm a very loyal person. So, we still remain friends. We still remain cool with each other. It was still love on my end. I just knew he wasn't the man for me. And with that being said, Shar began building this character around who I really am. And he began telling people things about me that wasn't necessarily true. He began building this image of me that I was unstable and I just couldn't let him go. And I thought to myself, like, okay, well, if I can't let you go, I'm going to do just that. Because I need to prove to you that I can let anybody go. I need to prove it to myself. Because I had allowed this man to become more important than my own life. I wasn't nothing but like 20 years old. Like I didn't know nothing about being an adult. I didn't know nothing about life. And, oh, I got a moderator in the room. Shout out to the moderator in the room. Oh, maybe I don't got a moderator in the room. I can't really see. I don't really care. I don't really care about what y'all talking about. Nonetheless, afterwards, I ended up in jail for like a year. And when I got out of jail, he ended up getting robbed by somebody from a girl that he was dating at the time. It just so happens that these same people had something to do with my homie Lil One getting killed. And I always thought to myself, like, why did all of that shit happen to my friend? Like, how Lil One got killed on his doorstep? You know what I mean? Like, Shar supposed to be the man. You supposed to be the man, right? And that's supposed to be your town. So how could someone kill your best friend without you doing anything about it? And that never really sat right with me. So, nonetheless, different events took place and my house ended up getting busted. And Shar ended up going to jail. And I ended up going to jail. My mother even went to jail. I had weed in my room. My mother had weed in her room. But Shar had went to jail for some different charges. He went for some more heavy shit than that. He went for some shit and the feds was trying to get his ass. So they had a story crossed at the time saying that he was living at my residence and it wasn't true or accurate. So I went and I testified that those things were not true or accurate. Because of that, they had to throw the case out. And I knew that put a target on my back. I knew that. I knew it. So I left town. And I went to Jacksonville. And I went to Jacksonville with hopes of going to school. I went to Jacksonville with hopes of getting in college and getting my life together because I did not want to become property of DOC. And I knew that staying in Clearwater, Florida was going to make me just that, property of DOC. I had too many ties in the streets, and I was too deep in it to get out. So I left. I made sure that, they didn't stick that shit on him that they was trying to stick on him before I left. But I left after that. And I did not reach out to him for a very, very long time. I actually moved to Jacksonville. I got married and went through some things with my husband. And he ended up in the penitentiary. So I hadn't reached out to Shar for a very, very, very long time. And when I finally did reach out to him, it was only because a guy that I was dating had threw me out a second story window. And I woke up battered and bruised and kind of fucked up. My husband was in the penitentiary. I didn't really have anybody to remind me of who the fuck I was. So I would put my foot down with this man who was beating the shit out of my ass. Like, this man literally had put burglar bar doors on the house and refused to let me out. The only time I could go out the door was when I was going to work. He wouldn't even let me go to the store. Like, he would literally go to the store for me. And one night, I was trying to get out the house, and he wouldn't let me. And last thing I remember was standing at the window, and the next thing I know, I woke up, I was outside on the ground. And with all the things that had took place at that point, I figured, let me reach out to my friend. So I wrote a letter to Shar, and I sent it to his mother's house because I know that that's like headquarters. You see what I'm saying? You're going to always be able to reach him at that address. So I knew that that would be the proper address to send a letter to. I didn't know his number. I hadn't talked to him in a while. It had been years. And I reached out to him. And when I reached out to him, he told me about the girl that he was dating and how his life was going and how many kids he hadn't had. And I was happy for him. My life wasn't where I wanted it to be, but nonetheless, I was still happy for him. Okay? With all of that being said, as soon as I reached out to him, it sparked something inside me. And it made me want to try to fix my fucking life. Like, it made me want to try to fix my life. My cousin Torn was in the Olympics. He was running track. He was breaking medals, winning medals, and breaking records. And I was proud of him for that. And my friend Shar, it didn't work out between us, but he was becoming a good person in my eyes. He was raising his children, doing the best that he could to be a father to his children. And I was proud of him for that. So it inspired me to get my shit together. I enrolled in college. And as soon as I enrolled in college, my mother ended up contracting HIV. About a year after I enrolled in college, my cousin Torrin ended up getting killed by a semi-driver while waiting on the side of the road for AAA. All the while in the background, it was Shar. I never paid attention to the fact that this man was watching me make strides towards my own betterment. And it was doing something to him on the inside. It was making him realize how miserable his life really was, and making him realize that I was going to be more successful than he was. And because of that, this man would manipulate things in the background of my life, all out of jealousy, because he couldn't be in the NBA. I ended up coming up with an alternative treatment for HIV in the midst of everything that has taken place with me. I ended up producing my own album in the midst of everything that has taken place with me. I became a college graduate. I did various things that my family never predicted for me. And I'm sure that my friends never believed I would ever achieve. But the whole time, my closest, most favorite friend wanted me dead. And that's how I realized that Shar killed Lil One. Because you couldn't stand to see his success. Just like you couldn't stand to see my success. And you manipulated whoever the fuck you had to get the job done. You used whoever would allow for you to use them. And friend, I want you to know something. I am not going to rest until you get your just due. Okay, sweetie? I don't really give a fuck about it. You killed my friends. And the ones that you didn't kill, you sent to the penitentiary. The ones that you didn't send to the penitentiary, you gave them fentanyl. And they died at your hands. And I avenged them for everything that you ever did, for every wrong that you refused to right. I'm coming for your life, nigga. You did that? Ain't nobody you can send that's gonna be able to stop it. Ain't nothing you could do. Ain't no magic. Ain't no resources. Ain't no connections gonna stop me from touching you. I don't give a fuck how many hitmen you hire. I don't give a fuck about how many people you got in my life talking shit. I don't care. You are going to pay for what you did to our friends. Because it ain't just about me. You and your family tried to set my mother up and frame my family and act like y'all ain't have nothing to do with this shit. And I can't stand for that. As much as I dislike my own family members, ain't no way in the hell that I am going to allow someone who ain't family the fuck over one of mine without getting what's coming to them. So when you sleep at night, I'm there. All your relatives that have passed away, they done jumped sides, sweetie. They done jumped sides. Imagine that. Your own passed away loved ones don't even want nothing to do with your ass. Imagine that. All the black magic and the voodoo that you do, and you still can't beat one woman. One woman. Imagine that I am going to be every bit of successful, and all you gonna be able to do is watch it while you slowly wither away. Because all that evil you done is attacking your body. It's attacking your mind. It's attacking your home. It's attacking your children. And you are so fucking far gone that you don't even give a fuck about your own children's lives. But you want to give me their sob story so I'll have sympathy on them and spare you. I'm not sparing you. And if your children get the notion that they want to come for me because of it, so be it. But I ain't gonna stop until I destroy you. You are going to be destroyed by me. You became my nemesis. I didn't choose this for you. You chose this for me, sweetie. And since you started this shit, I am most definitely going to finish it. To the death. Right, friend? Yeah. So, shout out to Cheryl Martinez, my moderator in the building, kicking these fools out the building. I had seen you come in. I appreciate you being here. I just had to get it off my chest because it's been weighing on me today. Like, y'all really sat back and thought that mama was gonna pay for this by herself. Y'all thought that y'all gonna walk away with all of the valuables and leave my family holding all the guilt and fault and blame. And as much as I don't fuck with my family, as much as I don't fuck with my family, sweetie, I can't let it go down like that. All of you bitches is going in the penitentiary. My family and your family. Every last one of you motherfuckers. Because if I got to be the motherfucker to put my own mother in prison, I got to put yours in there too. I got to make sure your people get fucked up just like mine get fucked up, friend. I ain't sparing nobody. I am not discriminating by these cases. I'm not. If your ass had anything to do with it, believe me, you have already been touched. You've already been touched, sweetie. Every piece of air that you breathe through your nostrils, God is touching you. Them spirits is on you. I sit and I speak with my ancestors on a daily basis at multiple times throughout the day and throughout the night. And they on your ass. So, if I were you, I would be praying to God. Pray to God that God allows you to die before your ass ever do a day of prison. Because I promise you, sweetie, if you are still living, you're going to be underneath the penitentiary. You're going to be underneath the penitentiary, sweetie. You, your mother, your sister, everybody. Everybody. I ain't playing with y'all. I know every last one of y'all was in on it. Every last person that I called friend. Every last person that I ever cared about. And if they wasn't in on it, you took them out. Like you took Lil one out. Like you put Tim in the penitentiary. How many more of my friends? How many more of your friends? How many more of our peers are you going to attempt to destroy in hopes that you can unalive me? Oh boy. How many? How you sleep at night? I forgot. You're a perk junkie. That's how you sleep, sweetie. And perks calling. Meanwhile, I've gotten myself clean. See how I turned everything that you ever said about me around? That's what God is. That's how powerful God is. And while you want to, the only person got authority over me is God. And you're going to pay for what you did. For every last victim. Because I am not the only victim. But I am the motherfucking one. I am the one. Yeah. You shouldn't have came from me, sweetie. It is what it is. You're a jealous-hearted, vindictive little bitch. You mad because you ain't make it to the NBA. Why didn't you switch lanes? Why didn't you do something different? Why didn't you teach and coach kids? I mean, you use basketball to fuck my cousin, right? So why didn't you do that? Yeah, every time y'all came for me, I've switched lanes on y'all. Every time y'all have attacked one dimension of my dream, I make another one. I don't get mad and try to stop everybody else from reaching success because something didn't work out for me. No. But I am sure going to build a name and a brand off of destroying your motherfucking ass. I'm gonna build that bitch, and you can't. Your hoe can't stop it. Your mama can't stop it. Your sister can't stop it. Now, motherfucker, you know can stop this because you know not God, and that's the only motherfucker stopping me. It's God, on God, with the anointing of God. Covered in the full armor of God. I'm coming for your ass. So, shout out to Shar Martinez, my moderator in the motherfucking building. Shout out to everybody else that was in the live. I'm not finna go through the chat because I ain't got time for that today. I just needed to get that off my chest, man, because I'm going in on my mama a lot. And my mama didn't act alone. You was my oldest friend. My oldest friend became my nemesis. You chose that path. So don't get mad at me. I am going to destroy your ass. So y'all be good to y'allself. Y'all be good to others because it is important. Be real with yourself before you have the capacity to be real with others because that is also important. You know it don't take nothing to hit the thumbs up or the subscribe button. So if you was in the live and you was in the chat and you ain't did that, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, sweetie. Why you doing some off-brand nigga shit? Why? Nonetheless, if you is vibing with the girl, you dig content, or you just happen to live in Hillsborough, Pinellas, or Duval County, go on and shut a lie, sweetie. Let that nigga know I'm coming for his ass. I'm coming to that nigga front door. Straight up. I'm at your door, nigga.